This could have massive implications for the New York Knicks. Julius Randle has signed back with CAA after leaving 6 months ago, and we have to talk about it and break down why this is very important for the New York Knicks. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. The New York Knicks are in the second round of the playoffs, man. I can't believe it. This is the first time since 1999 and 2000 the Knicks have went to the second round or more back-to-back times. But it does mean for the next few days we're at a lack of content because the Knicks have a little bit of a break until the second round starts. So let's talk about something I've really wanted to get into, which is the fact that Julius Randle, who left CAA for WME 6 months ago, is back with CAA. Now, CAA is Creative Artists Agencies, and if you don't know, Leon Rose was the massive part behind CAA. Before he took the Knicks job, he was LeBron's agent for a while before LeBron and Rich Paul started their thing. He was Melo's agent. He was Chris Paul's agent. He was Devin Booker's agent. He was Joel Embiid's agent. And a lot of these guys are still CAA guys. Now, obviously, LeBron is part of Clutch Sports, but for the most part, a lot of these guys are still CAA guys. Julius Randle was a CAA guy, but joined the Knicks prior to Leon Rose. Him and Mitch, the only guys who were the pre-Leon era who are still with the Knicks now. He's with CAA, obviously Brunson's part of them. It's how the Knicks got him. They tampered like crazy. Great job, Leon. And now Julius, as we saw at the beginning of the season, he actually left. And there was a lot of questions to why he left, but he left kind of abruptly. But he's back now. He's back with CAA, and this has massive implications because Julius Randle now, most likely, the fact that he's back under CAA, where we know Leon Rose likes to keep things in the family, I don't think Julius Randle is getting traded for Devin Booker under any circumstances anymore. I don't think Julius Randle is getting traded at all. I know there are some guys, some people within the Knicks fan base who just don't like Julius Randle and who just are never going to feel positively towards him. I don't know what Julius Randle did to y'all, but there is a group of you, though it is shrinking, that is just very anti-Julius Randle for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm pro-Julius. I'm more pro-Julius than most people. I thought he might get traded this offseason. With his contract almost ending, and with the fact that he wasn't part of CAA, I saw a real world where if the Knicks wanted to upgrade their roster, they were going to use Julius and their draft picks to trade for a player better than Julius Randle. Now Julius Randle is back with CAA, which means I don't think he's going to get traded. And to kind of add on to that, I'm going to double down and say I think Julius Randle is going to sign a contract extension with the New York Knicks this summer. That is what I think this means. Why would Julius Randle come back to CAA in the middle of the playoffs? Why not wait till the end of the regular season or maybe or the end of the season, sorry, not the regular season, and a little bit before the NBA's regular season and preseason kicks off, maybe a little before training camp, announce that he's coming back if he was going to go back to CAA. It's a little peculiar. So I think that maybe Julius looked at things, was like, I want to stay with the Knicks. I should probably go back to CAA. I don't know what the deal was. I know one of the reasons he left was something with his direct agent, who is not Sam Rose, Leon's son, who does happen to be the agent of Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby, for those wondering. So the other part of the Knicks' big three of Julius, Brunson, and OG was not a part of CAA, just being Julius. He's not Sam Rose's client, but now he's back under CAA, which is massive because it would have made sense to trade Julius for Devin Booker, a CAA guy. Leon Rose negotiated Booker's first ever NBA contract extension. It became apparent that Booker might be available in trades, but if you look at things, and we'll get back into the Booker stuff in a minute, if you look at things like this, as the Sports Illustrated article puts it, it's difficult to fully read into Randle's shift back to CAA, especially considering his current status on the injured list. Next season will be his last on the 4-year, $117 million extension he signed shortly after his breakout, as the 2025-26 campaign is a $29.4 million player option, leaving him eligible an extension for the near future. And by the near future, they do mean this summer. Julius can sign an extension this summer. Both him and Brunson can. There's been a back and forth. There's been some discord on it. We've heard more that Brunson might be willing to sign an extension now and leave some money on the table so the Knicks can have some flexibility for landing more players to make them a better team. And also because if he signs one sooner, he'll be able to sign a 5-year extension when he's like in his early or 30s. And then deep into his mid-late 30s, he'll be on a massive deal with the New York Knicks. So that is probably why Brunson would sign an extension this summer. I don't know if he will. I think Julius is going to. Julius has been injured the last 2 playoffs now. He's not shy at taking a pay cut. I don't think he's going to take a massive one, but they can say, look, dude, last 2 playoffs, you were injured. You weren't helping us to as much as you could have been. We could have potentially won the NBA Finals in 2023 or 2024 if you were fully healthy. We could have beat the Miami Heat in 2023 if you were fully healthy. That didn't happen 2 years in a row. The year before that, we didn't make the playoffs, and Brunson wasn't here. We don't want to offer you a max contract. And Julius might be like, I don't care. I want to win in New York. I'll take a pay cut to help this team win. And it wouldn't be shocking to see that. Now, Randle stands to make more money if he doesn't sign an extension this summer. If he goes out next season, does Julius Randle things, such as is an all-star again, is an all-NBA player again, and leads the Knicks to a conference finals, an NBA finals, an NBA championship, then yeah, he's getting max money. He's getting an absurd amount of cash. And if he does that, you got to respect it the same way you got to respect any player going for their money. Again, basketball's a job. If you want to go in there and your goal is to make as much money as possible, you have to respect that. I don't think that's who Julius Randle is. The man is cut from a winning cloth. He is a winner. The Knicks have built a winning culture of guys who are willing to take less money to win basketball games. These people want to win. They're not getting egotistic guys who don't care and just want to get paid a ton of money to go play basketball. They got guys who want to win, who want to make names for themselves, who want to be New York City legends, and Julius Randle is one of those guys. That's why he signed with the Knicks in the first place. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to sign an extension, but I think he will because of all these reasons. We've talked about the contract a little bit. Next season is his final one where he doesn't have the player option. Because of that, he can decide to opt in to that player option and then get an extension that kicks in the 26-27 season for the next few years into the early 2030s once we're all old. And also, as it is here, this is the exact money. Shout out Knicks Muse for just always being there with the good info. He'll be eligible to sign a 4-year, $190 million extension this summer. And he could become unrestricted next year or sign a 5-year next year also for even more money. I think Julius would probably take $10 million off that and take the 4 years, 180, and just be like, that works. That's good enough money for me. I'm cool with that. That works. But as I mentioned, this does have an impact on the Devin Booker stuff. I made 3 Devin Booker videos in the midst of a playoff series. And I got a mixed result of, Devin Booker could help this team. No, I don't want Devin Booker. I don't think he's a winner. I don't think he's mentally tough enough to play in New York. And 3, why are you talking about this? This is the middle of a playoff series. I always am going to break down whatever the biggest news story of the day is with the Knicks. It's basically what I do. Now, all that being said, to talk about Devin Booker right now, because we're in between playoffs, to briefly mention Devin Booker again, the New York Knicks were known to be willing to offer almost anything outside of Brunson to pair Booker and JB together. As Gerald Borgard, I'm sorry, Gerald. As Gerald said, he and Jalen Brunson would form an electrifying, high-scoring backcourt for the NBA's most pleasant surprise, and according to a source, New York would be willing to offer almost anything to make that pairing happen. Almost anything means Julius Randle. I'm sorry, it does. It means anything other than OG. Because I'm not counting Brunson in this. Because Brunson, they want to pair them, obviously. And, it's Brunson. He's one of the best players in the NBA. The Knicks aren't trading him. That means Julius. It means Julius and Bojan Bogdanovic because that equals exactly Devin Booker's contract. I don't see that happening anymore. Not just because I don't think the Suns would trade Devin Booker before they'd trade Kevin Durant. Now, Beal's got that no-trade clause. He's not going anywhere. I think if the Suns were to trade someone, they'd trade KD because this is Booker's team at the end of the day. And Booker's not 37. So when you look at this, I don't think they're going to trade Booker, and I don't think the Knicks are going to trade for Devin Booker now, knowing they'd have to use Julius Randle, unless they want to use some pairing of, I guess you use Bojan's contract, Mitchell Robinson, that's $36 million. Then you need 5, 6 more. I guess you use Precious's deal. You gotta give him a new contract and make that part of a sign and trade, and I don't even know if the NBA rules allow that. So it would have to be Booker or Boyan and Randle for Booker. I don't think that happens anymore. I think that deal's off the table. I think what we're going to see is the New York Knicks run this team back next year. The same team, the same squad. I don't think there's much of a market for Hartenstein, which is going to help the Knicks the same way that not having a market for Austin Reeves blessed the Lakers. And I think we're going to see the Knicks run it back, fully believing that with Julius Randle, they are an NBA Finals contender. Maybe they'll beef up the roster a little bit, but I don't think we're going to see a massive change this summer unless someone becomes available who they can use that Boyan contract with. But now we're not going to see some massive change like Julius getting traded, which is good for the New York Knicks. So guys, leave your comments down below what you thought. I've wanted to make this video for a few days. This isn't the newest news anymore, but I did think this had a bunch of implications outside of just him going back to the Knicks' favorite agency. So, yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to Knicks Digest. It helps me out a ton. And look, as someone who uses YouTube nonstop just to watch videos and stuff, it doesn't change your life to subscribe to a channel. You're just going to see our thumbnails and potentially a bit of this on your phone for a second before you can just click off. Just subscribe already. Doesn't change your life, but it changes mine. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are great. The Knicks are great. I love this season, dude. Go Knicks.